So I am here with Maddie Mattmiller, a bloodstock agent for black type thoroughbreds and for Swinbank stables. And you discovered Cy-Fair, who's going into the Juvenile Turf Sprint off a really game win there in the Algonquin Stakes at Woodbine over the boys.
And now Cy-Fair right down the outside takes off like a rocket, and it's over.
My gosh, it was such a cool race.
You know, it was one of those races where you're watching and you're like, oh gosh, oh no, it's over. And then you look up and you're like, wait, there's hope.
I mean, she's on the inside there, and then she just backs completely out of it, and she's letting the boys go on ahead of her. And then in stretch, she just picked them up like they were standing still.
Exactly. She has this kind of thing about her. She doesn't like horses on the outside of her. So we think that she just took herself back, knowing that all those horses were right there on her outside, and was like, and then the jock was told, when you ask her, she's going to go. So just wait until you need to use that button. And it all worked out, thankfully, for the best. And she did it very impressively. And we couldn't be happy.
Oh, my gosh. Well, she is a beautiful daughter of Not This Time. And Not This Time is really doing his daddy, Giants Causeway, proud. I mean, Giants Causeway himself, he was Cartier Horse of the Year back in 2000. He was second in our Breeders' Cup Classic on dirt. And then, it's Not This Time as a racehorse. He was second in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. Yeah, he's getting horses on dirt, turf, synthetic, sprinters, routers. It's really incredible. What drew you to Cy-Fair?
So Jake and I were going through the two-year-old sale, following along, and going through RNAs, and Jake sent me hers and was like, what's wrong with this filly? And I was looking, and I was like, oh, I like where you're going with this one. And I was like, there's nothing. We went back, we watched her videos. She breezed, I think 9-4. I mean, it was beautiful. She may have been on the wrong lead. But other than that, we were like, we couldn't figure out what we were missing. And so we had George Beaver down there at the sale and had him go and check her out physically for us. And he gave us the okay. And from there, we went and made an offer to the owner post-sale, and we're able to get her done. But obviously, the pedigree is one for the home team really likes. So,
well, let's get into that. She's out of Remarked, who's by Arch, and Remarked is a half-sister to a filly very near and dear to you.
Yes, Crimson Advocate. So a family that means a lot to us and took us on a heck of a ride. So it's only fitting that this filly is following in her footsteps, taking us on a similar ride.
All the way to Royal Ascot.
Yeah, and to win. It was our first time. So we are dying to get back every year. So, she has really changed our program and our syndicate, and everybody is, she's always going to be near and dear. So it was really cool to see this filly. Obviously, said Not This Time, related to Crimson, so it's kind of worked out for the best.
And she's got Caledonia Road as part of this female family as well. She won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies back in 2017. But it's not just horses that you're really good at picking out. You're really good at just picking out winners in general. Talking about handicapping, you won the big tournament on Belmont Stakes Day, and you got your own win, and you're in to the BCBC. Oh my gosh. So how are you feeling about the tournament, and what are some of your key angles that you go in with when you're looking at it in this format?
This is kind of the same thing I do with Belmont. I really like to go back and see how everybody's coming into their races. So I go back, I watch workout videos, see how everybody's doing their final preps, kind of see trainers' notes and everything. So that's kind of how I approach that. And I'm really excited because obviously, last week we got our Saratoga final breezers in with the Pletcher barn and et cetera and Mott. And so I see how everybody gets, out and settled in California, and we'll go from there. But I am excited. I'm very excited to play.
If you were to win the Juvenile Turf Sprint with Cy-Fair and also the BCBC, how do you celebrate that?
I don't know if it could be handled in one day.
Well, you'll be out in beautiful California enjoying gorgeous Del Mar at the Breeders' Cup World Championships. Best of luck.
Thank you so much, Rin. I really appreciate it.